Captain Wells, what's the latest on this search and what happened overnight?
Well, overnight, we did as we said we were going to do. There were boat search crews on the river throughout the night, primarily Fish and Wildlife Commission handling our night shifts last night. So the search and rescue operation continued through the night. What we're seeing this morning is a briefing that is fixing to occur to refocus our dive operations. Additional assets have been brought in addition to what we had yesterday. The additional assets include our friends from the St. Augustine Police Department, the Orange County Sheriff's Office from Orlando, and the Volusia County Sheriff's Office out of Daytona are here to assist. The dive teams will remain the same as they were yesterday. The additional assets have been brought in for more sonar capabilities.
Captain, I just mentioned that you said yesterday this was search and rescue until you had definitive evidence to lead you in another direction. It's been more than 24 hours since this crash happened. Is it still search and rescue?
It is. It is still search and rescue because we still don't have definitive information that it should not be. As time goes by, our search becomes more intensive and our concerns grow. But we're not giving up hope for the family. We're not giving up hope for Brandy, and we're going to do our best to bring her home very soon.
You said yesterday that buoys were being put in the water in 5 different spots where sonar had led to things, and divers were going to be going down late yesterday afternoon to those areas. What was found, if anything, in those areas?
Obviously, we didn't find Brandy, but we did, find various debris, crab traps, etc. on the bottom of the river. Additional buoys were laid by search teams overnight. Those buoys are based on some drift and current patterns where we located some obstructions in the river. So those will be our first priority this morning.
Have divers said what they're encountering underwater, how difficult it is? I know you mentioned yesterday, very little visibility underneath.
Just the brackish nature of the St. Johns River in this area does cause visibility issues. It is near zero visibility. However, the water temperature is still cool. The bottom here is relatively clear, sandy bottom, so that is a benefit to us. Currents have remained relatively calm. Obviously, our concern today will be weather patterns moving in.
I know you said yesterday that you had spent time with the family and spent time with Brandy's boyfriend. Has he said any more what they were doing out on the water early yesterday morning?
No, I haven't had that conversation with him. We're trying to keep our conversations focused on comforting that family and comforting him. He is extremely distraught over this and very concerned. But I think that, an interesting point of mention is that the community outpouring has been tremendous. It's become obvious to us that when one of Putnam County's heroes is in need, the community has come forward. The community has come forward and fed over 100 law enforcement officers for the last 24 hours. Local pastors and other support mechanisms have come forward for this family. And the community response, along with the law enforcement response in this, has been humbling, I can tell you that.
Being that it's been over 24 hours now, how's the community and the agency holding up?
Well, I can tell you that this isn't easy on our guys, but they are very mission-focused. Their mind is in the game. They know what the mission is, and they know that it has to be accomplished. And the sooner that we can do that, the better will be for all of us. The community is continuing to come forward even more so. I took calls late into the night last night from local churches and other community groups offering assistance, and it's been heartwarming.
Captain, not sure if you know the answer to this. Brandy and her boyfriend, how much experience did they have out on the water, and how much experience did they have with night boating?
I know that Brandy particularly had a great deal of experience on the water. That's one of the passions that she and I shared. I'm also an avid boater and have been boating this St. Johns River for years. We've had many conversations about that, and I know that it was, like I say, a passion of hers, and she spent a great deal of time out here. We've shared photos with each other about our times on the water. So she's very experienced. I'm not sure how much experience her boyfriend has.
Is that something for even someone who's experienced? Is that something you'd recommend to go out on the river at night?
Sure. I mean, it's obviously anytime you're boating, it brings inherent danger and responsibility. Nighttime increases that because of lower visibility. But again, it's very common for us that are avid fishermen, especially in this area, to hit this water before first rise and get to our fishing holes and get started. And it's something that Brandy did often.